Hey guys, Retro Reviews here again with another Transformers video review. This time I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Cybertron Deluxe Class Brimstone figure. This figure is kind of a weird one to have for my collection. Like I mentioned before with Buzzsaw, my collection pretty much stems to characters that were shown in the mainstream media. So when it comes to TV series like Cybertron, anybody who was featured in the Cybertron series has a place in my collection. That being said, Brimstone is featured in the Cybertron cartoon. I think he's not a very prominent character at all, and if I remember correctly, he only really is featured towards the end of the series when Galvatron is making his final push on with the Omega Lock and all 4 Cyber Planet keys and trying to gain control of the black hole and destroy everything in the universe. So that is that's the only time I remember seeing him in the show, but he could be also a background character on the Jungle Planet. I don't remember. But all in all, I do like this figure, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at him. He is a pteranodon, and quite a strange looking one at that. Doesn't really it doesn't really do too much in this mode. We do have the beak can open up, as well as for articulation, for it can move side to side and up and down here, but it does kind of get limited with the body of the figure too. These legs are on ball joints. Don't know exactly the correct position to put them in, so I just kind of put them here and just call it good. And then also the wings are on hinges, can flap up and down. And that's pretty much it for this figure. Now, playing with this figure, I do kind of get some Voyager Starscream vibes, and we'll take a look at that here in a second. First off, with the Cyber Planet key, just a standard Beast Planet key, Jungle Planet. I believe this is the actual one that came with him, D0H3, but I cannot be too certain, and it doesn't matter anyways at this point. So plugging the key in the back, pops out 2 swords, just like Starscream does. I think this mode utilizes that better than robot mode. We'll get to that in a minute here. So it's pretty much the same exact gimmick. It just, you plug in the Cyber Planet key and out of either wing, swords come out. Now, for size comparison, get him standing kind of nice and neat here for a minute. So, go ahead and take modern day Deluxe. We have Prowl here. And go ahead and show them off next to each other. Now, not gonna lie, Prowl is a little bit on the short side, but keep in mind, Brimstone Deluxes back then were packaged in vehicle mode. So Brimstone takes up a lot of space. I don't remember how exactly he sits packaged, but I just know that this thing's probably awkward to get out of the box. We're just going to stand him next with Optimus here. That's about it. Now on to the transformation. This one is a pretty fun one. Does kind of harken back, just like Snarl, does kind of harken back to how unique and complex some of the like Beast Wars, the Transmetals and Transmetal 2 figures got with their transformations. Not necessarily hard, but just unique in where everything goes. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start by unpegging this leg off of the back. We're going to lift the camera up too a little bit so we can see what we're doing. So unpeg the leg from the back. fold it all the way around, and then twist it here, and then straighten it up, and fold the foot, and then fold down the waist. And then this leg we're just going to rotate to straighten it out, fold it up, open up the mouth all the way, and then fold the beak forward to form his other foot, and then close the mouth. We're going to rotate the waist all the way around. And now this is also the reason why I don't exactly know what to do with the pteranodon legs, or the wings for that matter, in the transformation. So what we can do right now is we can just stick the head up, and then we can rotate the arms and call it good. Like this. And then just have a huge shelf of wing on his chest, which doesn't look bad. But if you look at the orientation of his shoulders, they're all the way down here. They're about matched with halfway down his torso. So what I've done to kind of clean up the transformation a little bit is I fold the wings all the way up and then rotate the arms around so that way they're not like hanging all the way down past his waist. They look a little bit more cleaner and streamlined as a robot this way. But there we have Brimstone. And like I mentioned, the transformation is very asymmetrical, very unique to how a transformer of this body style would transform. So that does give it a little bit of a vibe of a Beast Wars Transmetal or Transmetal 2 figure. So real quick, go ahead and zoom in here, take a good look at that head sculpt. Whoop. Nope. There it goes. Pretty cool head sculpt. Pretty generic looking. We do have a little bit of like wings coming off the back, and then the same kind of thing going on from the pteranodon head. The eyes, little itty bitty red eyes picked out on the lime green like almost mix between yellow and lime green plastic, and then also just a very bland face. Some detail, not a lot, but just about enough. Now, no other real details do get featured in this mode that weren't present in Beast mode either. We still do have some vent intakes for the chest. Again, coming up with some Starscream vibes with this guy. And, yeah. So articulation, we do get a 360 degree head swivel. Shoulders, with the orientation I have them in, we do have a ball joint that allows for all the way out, and then 360 degree rotation, and then ball jointed elbows. Now, finger articulation on a Cybertron figure, that is cool. So he can't hold any weapons from any of the other figures, but he does have, due to the transformation, a joint here in the arm, and then a joint here for the fingers. So he does have some articulation in the fingers, which is very unlikely for a figure from this age. Also, we do have waist rotation. We do get some waist articulation thanks to the transformation there. And the hips are, again, on ball joints, can kick all the way out, all the way forward, and all the way back. And knees, this one is a little bit less than 90 degree bend. Actually, both of them are the same. And toe articulation, both toes can bend down, but not forward. So there is Brimstone, his articulation. Really no other gimmicks to be shown off in this mode except for the Cyber Key gimmick again. So we can go ahead and plug that in. And now there's the swords sticking out in robot mode. Again, gives off a little bit of a Cybertron Starscream vibe, but mostly in beast mode and Starscream's vehicle mode, since now in robot mode they're just extra blades sticking out of otherwise non-useful wings. So now for size comparisons, we'll go ahead and bring out the Voyager Optimus Prime from Siege. Yeah, this is what's gonna become a little bit difficult to decide where this figure would fit in a modern day toy line. If he retained all the same art, all the same detail, all the same engineering, where would he go? Because he actually looks like he would be a Voyager, also just due to the whole, or how the packaging would be. I don't see any other package that he could fit in. And like, that's the one big thing about the uniform size classes, is that they all have to retain the same packaging size because they end up being encased with other ones. So yeah, Brimstone, he's a little bit of a weird one since he is Deluxe class sized body, but Voyager sized with the wings. Put him up next to another couple of Deluxes here that I've just recently reviewed, the Buzzsaw and Sideways figures. Now, as you can see, he has shorter head height than both of them, even. So he is pretty small for his size class back then as well. And I'm gonna be done with the size comparisons there. So there we have Brimstone, and overall not a bad figure. Definitely just pretty on average for what it is. Not something that I would definitely like run out and go get right away, but it is a pretty good little impulse buy too. And if you are looking to fill out your collection for Cybertron, I do recommend picking him up. Again, with my collection, he is featured in the show, so therefore he has a place in my spot, or a place on my shelf. And that's about it. Nothing really else extra to say about him. He is a pretty basic figure for his size class too, so not really else much to say about him. But if you guys like this figure, I do recommend picking him up. And yeah, this has been Retro Reviews. I hope you guys like this video review, and I will see you again next time. Bye.